so long, so long, so long. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have seen these days a lot of videos around the Wheel of Time because of the upcoming TV show, and I thought I would do a video myself on the Wheel of Time that is a lot less positive than a lot of those that I have seen. I am using this cactus as a microphone in a homage to a certain goblin who loves the Wheel of Time. I did not have a sword or door, so this is a cactus. So I have read books 1 to 3 of The Wheel of Time, and I am honestly wondering whether I should keep going. And the reason that I'm really struggling is that they're so long. It's so slow. They're so long. There are 14 books, so that means I still have 11 to go. 11 books of 900 pages each. Can you imagine the number of books that I could read instead of that? Why are they so long? Like, they're 12 for second. Surely the author could have just done everything in 6. And don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with long books. I've read The Realm of the Elderlings, which I just love. That's 3 trilogies of 800 pages. Each book of each trilogy is 800 pages. And I'm reading also the Stormlight Archive, which is 1,200 pages for each book. So that's not the issue. To me, it's really the pacing. It's typically for each book, only the last 200 pages that are really well paced. But then you have 600 pages beforehand where it's just like people traveling and whining, a lot of whining. And you know, finally at the end something happens, and then that makes you want to actually read the next book, which is very annoying because you know you're gonna have the same issue every time of being bored and bored. It's like a really good TV show where they hook you at the end of each episode, even though you know that, you know, the whole episode wasn't that good. So anyway, I'm struggling. And I think part of the reason I'm struggling is because some of the characters I like a lot less than others. And then every time the point of view is around those characters, I just get really bored and I want them to get back to the characters that I like. So let's go through some of the characters. I'm definitely going to go into some spoilers for the first 3 books, so it's not a spoiler for the whole thing, and it's just around the characters and their magic and those kind of things. So if you don't want to listen and have those spoilers, you know, just stop the video right now. The characters. Let's start with Rend, the chosen one. He's a bit sulky and whiny, but I can understand why. You know, he is discovering that he's the chosen one, but that comes at a heavy cost, and so he's really struggling with that. I think that's fair. I think I'll give him a break. By the way, for Rend, I actually really enjoyed seeing him embrace who he is at the end of the second book and finally accepting that he's the Dragon Reborn. I was getting super excited at that point to like move on to the third book. And then in the third book, we don't hear about him much. He's at the beginning and then he disappears and then everyone chases him and then he reappears at the end. And I was just really disappointed. There's very limited growth. And we hear that he's really struggling because he's somewhat like wondering whether he's already, you know, going mad. But this is not really explored. So I'm assuming this will be explored at a future date, but it was a bit of a disappointment, I think, for the third book. Now, the 2 other tavern. Perrin, I really like Perrin. I think he's the most sensible one. I like those characters who are at least thinking about what they're doing and being a bit more contemplative. I also really like his link with the wolves. I think that might be because he makes me think of Fitz, maybe. But I really like that. I'm really looking forward to see how this evolves. I have to say, generally, Robert Jordan has done a great job, you know, building magic systems where you know, get something but have a clear downside to it. And so in his case, Perrin, that's the fact that he could get, you know, lost in this relationship with this link with the wolves. And so I find that quite interesting. I actually want to know what's happening to him, but I just want to know for him and Rend, maybe, not the others. So that's a bit of an issue. Matt, oh my God, what is wrong with him? He goes to the scariest place on Earth, and a very powerful mage tells him not to touch anything because he could die from it. And he steals a dagger And I don't understand that. And some people, you know, are saying that, oh, but he's young, he's immature. He's 16. Like, it's not being immature, it's just being dumb. And at some point, you need to let natural selection do its job. Like, I don't know why they were trying to save him. I think he could have just died. That would have been fine. I am sort of intrigued with his new sort of magic. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he seems to be getting a lot of, you know, random luck. And so I am starting to get somewhat intrigued by that, but that only happened in the third book. For the first two books, he was just totally useless, so I was not impressed. Who else? So Maureen. I have no idea, by the way, how to pronounce all those names, but I'm sure you'll figure out like who I'm talking about. But Maureen, who is the Aes Sedai, she's badass. Like, I really like her. And obviously the fact that she's a powerful woman, I like that. But why does she not explain and share her knowledge more with all of those kids? Like, you know, she's trying to get them to do something and actually kill a very evil force, and she tries to get Rend to act a certain way, but then at the same time she doesn't want to tell too much, and she seems reluctant to share all her knowledge. And the pathetic reason she's giving is that there's just so much to understand, you can't, you know, just give that away in one go. I mean, she could at least try, no? I don't know, maybe I'm a bit too harsh, but I still like her. I also like Lan, Tom Merlin, and Loyal, like the Augier. They're all, you know, nuanced, balanced. They're all interesting. They're not like whining all the time, which I really like. Interestingly, Loyal, for some reason, I don't imagine him the way he's described in the book. I imagine him as a tree. I mean, obviously a tree that moves and talks, but as a tree. But that's not at all what he's supposed to look like. I think it's because, you know, I'm linking that to the setting, which are, you know, luscious trees and natural parks, sort of. Anyway, and there are the three women. Nynaeve, I think people actually call her Nynaeve, but in my head it's Nynaeve, Edwin, and Elaine. So Elaine is a bit bland. I'm a bit indifferent about her. I think she's actually a lot more sensible sometimes than Edwin or Nynaeve, so it's a good balance. But I am getting so annoyed at her being mad for no reason at Galad. Like, what is wrong with her? Galad is just being nice, and so she's just mad at him for being who he is, which, it's just driving me crazy. There's a lot of anger going on in this book between people. They're supposed to be friends, and even if they're not friends, you know, the fact that they're fighting a greater evil should make them bond, right? They shouldn't be like bickering on such small things. They're like more important things to do. And again, this might be due to the immaturity, but clearly, you know, they're not 10, right? They're like, I don't know, 15 to 18, something like that. So I don't get that. But Elaine, you know, it's fine. I get along with her. I really don't like Nynaeve. Like, she's so angry all the time. Why? What is wrong with her? She doesn't like the Aes Sedai, but she never like really explains why she's so strongly against them. I think it might be due to the culture somehow, but also the fact that, you know, Maureen is taking away somehow like her friends, but it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not very robust, and she could be suspicious about them. It could be a bit more nuanced. She just hates them. A lot of anger, and I think she needs anger management sessions, because clearly she's, you know, having lots of problems, and she keeps on tugging her hair. Like, again, who does that? I mean, never mind the fact that the author keeps on repeating this. It doesn't fit in my head with the character, because she appears to be all the time so much in control, and she wants to appear very much in control. And then this is such an obvious sign of her getting like angry or annoyed. I think it doesn't make sense. I don't like it. And obviously her relationship with Idren is really getting on my nerve. Like, as I was mentioning, you know, they're fighting a greater evil. Clearly they could come together and be a bit more mature about it and stop bickering on, you know, who's the adult, and, you know, stop telling me what to do. I was like, oh, come on. And this one is as much the fault of Edwin as it is of Nineveh. So Edwin, I sort of like her a bit more than Nineveh, but still not a massive fan. I am, though, massively intrigued by her magic. What she can do with dreams seems super interesting. And so throughout the books, that's the issue, right? There are some areas that I really want to understand better, and I want to see how the magics in particular develops for all of those characters. But it's so long. I don't want to have to read 10 books, 11 books to go through that. Honestly, reading the book feels like you're going on vacation somewhere really, really nice. You're really excited about it, but you're going with people that you don't really like and don't really care about. And then, from what I heard, midway through the vacation, there are also some people you know absolutely nothing about that come and monopolize the discussion. If you knew that in advance, would you really go on that vacation? Probably not, right? So I'm still on the fence. I feel like I could just, wait for the TV show, watch the TV show, get the story from that, and actually read other books that are better paced and, a bit less long. I don't know. I also know that many people actually really, really, really love this book. So maybe I should give it a try. I don't know. It's not going to be on my TBR anytime soon, I think. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you think I should keep reading it, keep giving it a try, whether I should skip some books, is that even possible? I don't know. But anyway, like and subscribe and leave a comment. Bye-bye.